In your 20s, try things, fail at things. Nothing to do shame about. Don't be ashamed. You want the help, ask for the help. We like that style too. We tell people to pray for we. Pray for yourself too. One thing nobody can say about me now is that they move them foot, I'm a drop. I have about 5 to 6 streams of income. It never come overnight. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So from the title of this video, you have realized that we are going to be talking about 20 things that I learned in my 20s. So if you want to know what those 20 things are, please keep on watching this video. And guys, remember to download the Link app, the fast and easy way to safely send and receive money on your mobile phone. Available both on Google Play and the Apple Store. Also, follow them at Link Jamaica on Instagram. Hi guys, so sorry for disrupting your regular viewing, but this week's video is sponsored by Ali Grace Hair. Now, let's get into the package and see what they sent us this week. Of course, we have our Ali Grace branded satin cap or Ali Grace branded melt band, and of course the lovely package here from Ali Grace Hair, which is going to be their 24-inch curly hair 150 density. Now this specific curly hair has 4 C edges, so you know that natural kind of look there where we usually have. That is what this Ali Grace wigs brings to the table. So let us get into a close-up. Alright, let's do our installation. Alright guys, so that is it for the installation of this 24-inch 13x4 lace frontal curly wig from Ali Grace Hair. Don't forget, all the information to this wig and all the other wigs sold by Ali Grace Hair will be in my description box below. Again, thank you so much to Ali Grace Hair for sponsoring this week's video with this 150 density wig. I am loving this cute ass style. Now guys, remember, I have not plucked this wig, bleached it, dyed it, not anything. I just went ahead, applied some got to be glue to it, cut the excess lace, and put a little bit of makeup on the lace. When you get it, you can always do whatever it is that you want to do. Remember, I'm not a hair girly. I'm just showing you guys the quality of these wigs. Now remember, this wig has 4 C edges, so they are supposed to look as natural and as kinky as possible. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and please enjoy the rest of your video. Bye.
Boss, 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 boss. Anything Tanaania touch that I feel. Boss, boss, that I feel.
Yes guys, as I was saying, we are going to be talking about 20 things that I have learned in my 20s. Now I am 32 years of age come November, and I've seen a lot of requests. I know people always say that, but it is really true, especially on TikTok, from persons asking me to do a 20 things I learned in my 20s video or 30 things I learned since I turned 30, right? I kind of shied away from it because a lot of what I learned is very personal to me, but I realized that my journey and the fact that I have a platform is to help persons who are coming up, help them to learn to not make certain mistakes that I did, or even sometimes just for entertainment, because I know a lot of persons will not even take the advice that I give, but you're just over here to listen, you know, and to talk. That's also fine. But for persons who are interested, you know, who actually, I should say, I know we all have different journeys, right? And again, these experiences are personal to me. What I learned in my 20s might not be what you learned in their 20s, so feel free to share some of your tips for persons in their 20s down below. I know some of what I've gone through, some of you haven't, some of what you guys have gone through, I haven't. So again, these tips or what I learned are personal to me. I'm not saying that anybody needs to do this. I'm not telling anybody to do this. As usual, you guys know I always give you your disclaimer. This is just me telling you guys based on my journey what I have learned, right? Got that. Let's get into it. So first thing I learned in my 20s, or first lesson I should say for somebody who is in their 20s, is start saving and investing. So when I was in my 20s, yes, I used to hustle a lot, and I still hustle now, and I used to save a lot, but what I never did was invest. So yes, we would make money, or it's smart to make money, but that money needs to make money on itself. So we might be thinking, oh, we're making a lot of money, but it's not the amount of money that you're making, it's the amount of money that you're saving and investing. So try to find things or ways to invest your money. I currently use Sagicor Investments right now to like get into the stock market and stuff like that. I know there are other platforms or other things that you can invest into, like real estate or like in taxis, or you know, different stuff. So I'm just encouraging persons in their 20s now, outside of making the money and saving it, because of course we're always like, yeah, we're making the money, but we have spent it, so we try saving it. But we cannot only save the money, we have to also start investing that money and making that money work for us. So when we're older, we have money turning on itself. Like we don't have to get up and physically work the money for ourselves anymore. The money is there working for us, right? So second thing, since we're on the topic of money, not all money is good money. And I say that because me personally, again, as a hustler, I learned the hard way that a lot of times when persons are offering you money, lending it to you, giving it to you, whatever, a lot of that money comes with strings. And also being a hustler myself, I've gone into a lot of things trying to flip my money that have not worked out. And I mean, those are things I've learned from, and I realized that if I had more knowledge, or I had persons to teach me that, hey, this is not right, don't do that, or this is not real, don't do that, then I wouldn't have gotten myself into a lot of trouble that I did get myself into. But I can say for persons in their 20s and even persons who are older, not all money is good money. I've usually heard that, yo, some money have people tears on it, some money have people prayers on it. So certain money where you get from certain people, right, or from doing certain things, you cannot prosper. Now I'm not saying anything about anybody personally, me not nobody hustle. Just always remember that the cleaner route sometimes is usually the better route. So if you can make your money the legal way, if you can make your money on your own, which is get up and work for it instead of taking it from somebody, again, because strings are sometimes attached, do that. Not all money is good money. Just learn that. When your friend come to you with a little idea and whatever, and they might say, okay, we can flip it, think about it, Google it, ask questions, look around, you know, listen, use the intuition, pray, because not all money is good money, right? Third thing that I learned is to always be independent. No, anybody at all on the earth can say anything at all about me, but one thing they cannot say is that I am not independent. They cannot say that I run from hard work. You cannot tell me, say, me can do the work and get $10, I'm gonna do it. I will never turn down work because I want to be independent. I do not want to rely on anyone. Sometimes dependency causes persons to take advantage of you, right? A lot of us are too okay with sitting down and waiting for somebody to feed us than getting up and going for the food ourselves. I would like to encourage the generation coming up and even persons who are older to learn to be independent. And even being independent doesn't mean necessarily just making money, but in terms of surviving on your own. Like, you don't always need company, you don't always need friends. Sometimes it's good to sit in silence, talk to the Lord, sit with yourself, find out what you like, what you don't like, run through your plans on your own, be independent, take yourself out on a little date, right? Learn to live and exist on your own. In terms of, you don't always need somebody to be doing something for you to be doing it also. Learn to be independent, learn to be self-sufficient, learn to make your own money, learn to pay your own bills. A lot of us would come out of or not be in certain situations, taking disrespect or, as I said, disadvantage from people if we were independent, right? Again, we're too comfortable with just sitting down and having persons running the show for us. I learned that the hard way when I lost my store, when I had no access to any of my accounts, when I had no money because I wasn't independent enough to take charge of my own finances, to take charge of my own business, right? To like take my own life in my own hand, because of course I was dependent on somebody else. Losing yourself in a relationship, losing yourself in a friendship, it never works out for you in the end. Always stand up on your 2 foot. One thing nobody can say about me now is that they move them foot, I'ma drop. I learned that. I stand on my own 2 feet. Yeah? Learned that the hard way. Fourth thing that I learned in my 30s is abuse is not love. And I can explain this to you. I used to always hear, you know, that poem or that phrase that says, if you love a flower, don't pick it, because if you pick it up, it dies and it ceases to be what you love. So if you love a flower, let it be. Love it, not about possession. Love it about appreciation and water it. That's the extended version. But it's basically saying, if you love something, if you love the flower, you wouldn't pick it, because pick it is harming it, right? And that is actually what love is. It's about encouraging and wanting the person to flourish and grow. It's not about stopping them from being who they are or wanting them to do everything that you want them to do. Abuse is not love. A lot of us feel like, oh, if a man hits me, he loves me, or the toxic thing where, oh, I block him or I hit him first and he hit me back. Like a lot of stuff that we usually do when we're younger, we think it's love because, oh, if this person loves me, they'll fight for me. Babes, a fight does not have to be physical. A fight can be, I choose this person daily instead of choosing to go sleep with 10 other persons. Like, a fight does not have to mean that he's physically hitting you. He is physically loving you. He's physically fighting for you in terms of there are so many other temptations, but he's fighting those to be with you. Abuse is not love. Again, I learned that the hard way, right? I'm encouraging all my girls and my guys, find a love that is peaceful. Find one that encourages you to be who you are. Find a love that wants to see you blossom and bloom into your best self. Find a love that will wait for you. Find a love that is patient on you. A man hitting you, calling you out of your name, slamming your hand in the car door, talking down on you, calling you names, telling your friends that you're worthless, that is not love. Even if he's angry, he should not do any of those things. There's something called self-control, right? That we should all learn to exhibit. He should have self-control. Enough control to say, okay, if I'm feeling this type of way, this mad, let me walk it out because I love this person. I do not want to say something to her out of anger, because things said in anger cannot be taken back. And if you love somebody and you say bad things to them, negative things to them, and then you want to go lay down beside them in the night, how? You was just telling the person, say them a dog shit. You just tell them, say them worthless. Oh, you gotta lay down back with them. I know that a lot of us have grown to see certain things in our lives, our parents, you know, our friends in relationships that we say, oh, but when they're happy, they're so happy. But when them mad, them broke up everything in the house. That is not love, guys. Let us try to find loves that are calm, peaceful, as I said, and patient. Let's pray about it and search for what we really and truly deserve. All right? right? Another thing that I learned in my 20s is that everyone will not be in your life forever, right? Now, again, with a quote that I kind of live by now, is that some people are in your life for a forever, but that forever is however long that forever is. So the forever is measured by the amount of time that you guys are together. You call that a forever, not the forever that we know where it's ongoing, right? Some people aren't going to be in our lives forever. They come into our lives to teach us something, to teach us a lesson, to help us change, to help us grow, and then they're gone, right? And we have to be okay with that. The only thing constant in this life is change. So if you have a friend and you and them a friend for 15 years and you say now work out, you're holding on to that friendship because we don't have 15 years of friendship. Sometimes you have to learn to let it go. The time that you guys were together was your forever, and that forever is now over. They've taught you what you guys were supposed to learn, or you taught them what they were supposed to learn, and it is time to let them go, right? Just like how death comes and moves people on to the other life, it's the same thing. People cannot always stay in our lives forever. We have to learn to let people go, let people who hurt us go, let people who can't help us grow, let people who are holding us back go. I understand that we want to build friendships and we want to build relationships, and people have this thing about loyalty. It doesn't make you disloyal if you both come together and say, boy, you know Jennifer, I can't go no further, no babes. Like, me and you grow, come to yourself, but the level where you walk up on, me can't go up on the level there. So let's amicably part ways. Let's decide that we're cool with each other, but we can't stay in each other's life anymore. Me can't go no further with you. You have to go up on level 10 and a level 8 me stop. And that's okay, guys. Learn that people cannot be in your lives forever. Not everybody is made for that. And that's one of the biggest lessons I learned in my 20s. Alright guys, so number 6 on my list is definitely to pray without ceasing, right? Pray without ceasing. I have not gotten this far in my life without prayer. A lot of times when I was younger, I only prayed when I got in trouble. But I realized that I could pray when I wanted to say thanks. I could pray just for the sunshine. I could pray for just tell God, say, thank you for the bed where I lay down in it. I recognize that praying and being thankful lifted my spirit a lot. A lot of bad times that I went through, I got through because I prayed. I was able to just recognize that, hey, joy will come in the morning. Like, I might be going through this now, but I'm not alone. I sat there with the Lord and we spoke. We went through plans. I told him what was wrong. He told me what could go right, and I believe. Pray and develop a relationship with God. Develop one for yourself. We like that style too. I will tell people to pray for we. Pray for yourself too. You can pray for yourself too. Pray for yourself too. And you need not to go to church. You can sit down right yourself with the Lord and say, God, listen to what I'm saying, and you and him talk. Develop a relationship with God and always pray. Pray through everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty. Pray. Trust me, the stronger your relationship is with God, the better your life is, because you learn to listen to him. You don't get swayed anymore when plans change, because you know, say, me and the man have a type of relationship where if me think of A, me go get and a B him give me, just know, say, B are the better thing because I'm me look out for. Yeah? Get to that level, guys. Trust me. Alright. The next thing I learned in my 20s was always have a side hustle. Always have multiple streams of income. Now, right now, in my almost 32nd year of living, I have about 5 to 6 streams of income. It never come overnight. As something with them, we have to sit down and we have to really develop it. Now, again, I always say to you, say people can't say anything about me, but one thing I can't say is I'm afraid for work, because I'm gonna work, right? I am gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna get paid for it. And I'm not apologizing to anybody. I worked hard, and I work hard to be where I am. And I do that by having multiple streams of income, right? So if you have a 9 to 5 already, try doing something on the side. Maybe selling some makeup, selling some hair, some jewelry, offering a service if you're good at like cosmetology. You could do some babysitting or stuff on the weekends. You could even drive Uber. There are a lot of possibilities. I know we are limited sometimes in our thinking, but we could always Google what our side hustles, go through and see what it is that you can do. You can buy and sell perfume. You can go down a town and sell some tights. Like, there are a lot of things. If you can cook, you can can start cook and sell it at your workplace. But for sure, if we want to get rich and we want to get comfortable, we want to be able to save and invest, you have to develop multiple streams of income. One alone cannot work. So sometimes we look on the internet and we say, wow, oh, Jennifer afford this and she do. Jennifer do 2-3 other stuff. And I mean legitimate businesses. I'm not going to encourage anybody to do anything illegitimate. Learn from me. Do not do nothing that you are unsure about, right? Get into things that are legitimate. And if you're unsure of which path to take, again, pray and ask God, I am interested in increasing my basket size. Can you drop me some ideas? Give me some creative ideas on how I can make some money. Trust me, you will see them manifest in your life. But having multiple streams of income or having side hustles is definitely the way to get through your 20s and to move on in life. All right, another thing that I learned in my 20s was to date around. And while dating around, if you plan on having sex, please practice safe sex. I know a lot of podcasts and movies and shows and whatever, they always talk about sex, but never that you should do it safely. While you're having it, please have it safely. Learn to date around also. The first man where you meet, no must be a soulmate. The first girl where you meet, no must be a soulmate. You can date them. Say to them, say, hey, I'm still in the process of finding myself. Not looking to be anything serious right now, but I am interested in learning more about you because you do have qualities that I'm interested in. You guys can go out, have some food, have some ice cream. You don't have to involve sex because you're learning each other. And a lot of times involving sex in a relationship, well, not a relationship, in a dating relationship, let's call it that, clouds things and make you feel like you like the person. I don't like the person. Use your head and your eye. So when you start date now and you realize him carry go eat the ice cream, when you stand up in the line, him not pay for the ice cream, you don't like that. You never did have sex with him, so you don't feel no way. You can't say to him, say, boy, Mark, some never like that style the way they do. And I like a guy who pays for my meals or for my stuffs, or at least if him can't do it, he would have said to me, say, hey babe, can you get it today? I can't get it. You didn't do that. I don't like that. Let's stop dating. But definitely date around. Don't get too committed too early. Your 20s is about you living life, learning yourself, figuring out what you like, what you don't like. I don't think that's the time for you to necessarily be locking yourself away in a relationship, because eventually when you get to all 29, you change. The person where you like when you're 20, nobody like them again. You're a different person than you was when you was 20. So I feel like you guys should date around. You should learn what you like, date different people, different races, different caliber, see what you like, see what you don't like. So when you get to 26 or 28, you can say, say I dated a black guy, a white guy, a red guy, and I recognize that I like whatever this, that, play, because that's how you end up finding somebody who you truly like, because now you know that these are the qualities I'm looking for, because I tried somebody who was like this and I never like it, so this is it. Date around, practice safe sex. Another thing I learned in my 20s was to be an honest person. Be somebody who lives up to their word. Be somebody who practices good business practices, because of course I had a business at the time. Be somebody that people can trust, who they can vouch for their character. If when them hear something about them say, no sir, that would have never been Cindy. Cindy another type of girl there. I know that we like to put our heads on the block for persons, and I don't have a problem with that, because you should be able to vouch for somebody's character. You should know somebody enough to say no, they would do that, or yes, they would do that. If they prove you're wrong, that's different. But the fact is that they practiced good etiquette and stuff like that for you to be able to say no, she wouldn't do that. Be a good person. Be a nice person. Be somebody who people can say, boy, if I call her, she can come through for me. Be reliable. Be trustworthy. Be honest. When somebody asks you something, tell them how you really feel. And I feel like that's why even my following on social media grew, because I came off, or I am authentic. I wasn't afraid to say no, I don't like this, or yes, I like this and I like this because of that. You guys were able to say, okay, I can trust her word because she's an honest person. She came and said this, that, and that is what I try to practice, and that's what I try to put out on social media. Honesty, being able to be trustworthy, being able to be a good person with good characteristics. I'm good to my friends, I'm good to persons who I'm in business with, I'm good to people who I don't even know. A lot of time that good does come back to you, not that you're focusing on that, but what you put out there is what you get back. Be a good, trustworthy, honest person. You can't expect honesty from people and trust from people if you cannot give that. Yeah. All right. So on the note of being an authentic person, also remember to be careful what you share online. That's another lesson I learned in my 20s. Now, when I was much younger, I shared everything. I had a relationship, it was open. A business, it was open. Everything about my life was open on the public. And I realized that when it all came crashing down, a lot of it came back to haunt me. Even things that I would have wanted to leave in my past. Not that I was ashamed of it, but sometimes you don't want to keep remembering the old you. Not that you are ashamed again, but you're moving on. But people are always gonna bring it up back because they think you live in the past. You don't. So always be careful of what you share online. Outside of people holding you to that, also it's for your safety and for your peace of mind, right? You don't want to overshare some things. You probably give away a location to something that somewhere that you are. You probably share some financial information, your card number, whatever, because you're up in this thing about, okay, let's go on the internet and share certain things. No, be careful, but remain authentic. Just be smart about what you are sharing. Be smart about what you're saying. Think about where you're going, right? Okay, if I'm going to get a job, I cannot come onto the internet and be cursing and be showing my rump all the time or doing certain things, sexual things, right? Be careful about what you share online. Think before you share. That's why a lot of times I do not live post, right? Because there might be things happening in my background. I might be inebriated at the time and it look good, but me go wait until I come home, I can watch it over and say, okay then. Because probably sometime I never realize that Monica breast drop out her blouse. You understand? Because me that drink, me not see that. So I don't even live post. I wait till I get home, I go over my content, then I'll share it, right? Because I'm very conscious about what I put out online. I remain authentic. I'm not withholding anything, but I ensure that what I put out there is of a reputable quality and standard, because I am that for you guys. At the end of the day, I'm a brand, right? And you have to think about that if you're going to share certain things online. If somebody talks about me, what will they say about me? Am I always sharing sex stories? Am I always cursing? Am I truly that person? Because you might come online cursing, but in real life, you're not even so ignorant enough for always a curse. But every time they post a video with you, you're in there cuss bad word. And then you're like, oh my God, but this brand was reaching out to me, or this person was saying I curse so much, but I don't even curse that much. But every time a video of me was shared, I was cursing. So let's be mindful of what we're sharing, right? Let's be mindful of the things that we post. We are remaining authentic, but we are just being mindful and living in hindsight, saying, okay, let's think about these things before we do these things, right? We can't just come on the internet and run up and down just so. All right, so number 11 on my list of 20 things I learned in my 20s is learning to say no, prioritizing myself and putting myself first. Now, learning to say no can mean, do you want to smoke a cigarette? No. Do you want to smoke some weed? No. Do you want to drink? No. You know it does not work for you. Let's be independent, open thinkers who think for ourselves and say, I am this person. John can be a smoker if he wants to be, but I am not a smoker and I don't want to do it. So not because John do it, make a go no, okay, John, yeah, no. John can smoke, I don't have to smoke. Let's say no. If it does not suit us, let us say no. Let us think about ourselves. At the end of the day, okay, John has smoke 10 cigarettes a day, right? I want to think about living long, living healthy. I don't want to smoke. I'm prioritizing myself and my health by telling John no. And I don't even mean just by smoking. I just mean overall. If somebody's inviting somewhere and you don't want to go, no. That's harmful to me, harmful to my health, harmful to my well-being. It's a no. People feel this way, like want every burden when them for tell somebody no, because, oh, she done so much things for me and whatever. You don't know why she do it. Yes, we want to assume that she did it out of the goodness of her heart, but at the end of the day, she could also have her own motives. You saying yes just because she did something for you is doing nothing for you, If you know for a fact that you do not want to do it, you're gonna go there and you're going there with your face bent because you never did want there. I bet you did say no. I bet you did be honest and say, boy, girl, you know, say, me don't want to come. I'll be at the next one because you've always supported me and I want to support you. It's a whole different conversation than you going and you being a sad sport because you know you didn't want to be there. And again, I'm just using some examples for you guys, but overall, I'm just saying to you, be okay with saying no. Be okay with prioritizing yourself. I cannot go everywhere. Me, for my mental health, I can't. So I put myself first. If somebody's inviting me out and I can do it, I'll say yes. If I can't, I say no. If I want to go further because it's my friend or I feel like they wanted the support but I cannot give it, I'll say, hey babe, I'm not feeling my best self. I'll be at the next one, or how can I make it up to you? If it is something that I care that much about, but be okay with saying no, standing in your own truth and being okay with not being a yes man. Because a lot of we are just yes man. We don't want to be the party pooper, or we don't want to be the hated person, so we are always saying yes till we drive ourselves down in our hole. What good does that do you? None. Learn to say no, prioritize yourself. The 12th thing that I have on my list is that ignorance is not always bliss. We've always heard ignorance is bliss. No, it is not. Ignorance get to in a whole heap of trouble sometimes. Because if we did Google, ask for information or seek help, we would not be in them problems. I don't know. Persons have a problem with asking for help. Me personally, sometimes of course I'm afraid of people. So I don't want to ask somebody because people will tell you the wrong information. Google, YouTube it. Go read a book or something. Get information that you need. But ignorance is not always bliss. We get ourselves in a lot of problems sometimes because we never did just go read up about certain things. So somebody come on the internet and say A, and we take it as A. We not bother go look for ourselves and say, boy, I wonder if it goes up for true. We not go and investigate. We just start spreading the false information that the person come up with. Then lo and behold, when we look now, we get ourselves in a problem. Police are look for we because we did say this and that. Our people are sue we because we come with the wrong information. Ignorance is not always bliss. Seek out information. There is no guidebook on how to live. So we have to always remain teachable in life. We don't know everything, right? So if somebody says something to you, say, alright then cool. Make a look it up and see how it go for true. Figure it out for yourself. At the end of the day, it only helps you by having all this information and all this knowledge. It helps you to make better decisions in the future. It helps you to even give better information and better advice to persons because you are versed on a topic. Somebody did say A, you read it for yourself, you know how it got to, right? So if you have kids and them come and say, mommy, what about this? And you can say, boy, and teach her, right? And give the information that you got and also encourage them to get more information. Ignorance is not always bliss. Ignorance say no for we go to jail, no for we in handcuffs because we never did know or we never sought out information for ourselves. Learn that. Piggybacking on ignorance isn't always bliss is number 13, which says ask for help. As I was saying before, we have to remain teachable in this life. That is how we grow. That is how we learn. There's nothing wrong with asking people for help. As I said before, yes, you have some people who do not want to help, but you have persons out there who do. For every one person you find when I want help, there is somebody else who is willing to ask for help. I've learned that when I got stuck a lot of times in life, if I was just willing to ask somebody for help, I would have gotten so much further, so much faster. But of course, we grow in this mentality for not ask somebody nothing. Not ask them nothing, but them not gonna tell you nothing, right? No, ask. If they don't want to say it, it's fine. You tried. Ask somebody else. I know a lot of us have our prides, have our egos, and we don't want to seem small. By reaching out and saying, hey, how do I edit a video on YouTube? At the end of the day, are you a seek the knowledge, it's only to make you better, Nothing to do for shame about. Don't be ashamed. You want the help? Ask for the help. Number 14 is don't be afraid to try and fail. Don't be embarrassed because whatever you were trying did not work out. Again, like I said, we do not have a book that tells us how to live our own lives. So in order to know certain things, we have to try certain things. If you're not try juice, or you're going to like juice. If you're not eat an orange, or you're going to like orange, you have to try it. If you try it and you don't like it, that's fine. If you try it and it failed, but try it and it's too sour, don't like it. But we have to try things, and a lot of times that's how we build character also. That's how we get experiences, by going out and saying, okay, cool, this is safe, this is legal, I'm gonna try it. It might not work, right? Especially if it's something that has to do with like a money thing or a business thing. It might not work. Take it from me, I had my business for 4.5 years and then it closed down, but I tried. I have so much knowledge now to apply to not only business again, but just to life, that I'm not even mad that I had the store and it closed. I'm glad that I had that lesson. and try the stuff, right? You want to start a YouTube channel? Try. If it failed, then what? You did try. You put in your time, you put in your effort, and you recognize that, okay, I needed to post more. So let me go again with this. It only helps you in the long run. The first time it never worked, let's try a second time, third time, fourth time. What's wrong with that? Somebody come to you and say, oh, but it never worked out for you. Yes, it never worked out for me, and that's okay. I tried it. Have you tried it? Did you try anything that you want to do in life? No. Me out here, I live. I'm gonna try it, and that's something that I live by. I am gonna try all the things that I want to try. If they don't work out, then they don't work out, but I'm gonna say I tried and it didn't work. And that's why a lot of persons always come to me for advice, because they know I try things. But there is nothing to be embarrassed about for trying something and it didn't work out. You now have the knowledge to make you a better person, for you to move on, and you even have knowledge to share with others. There is nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with trying. So in your 20s, try things, fail at things, get the experience, get the knowledge, build on it, move on, try again. Number 15 on my list is going to be keep a clean and tidy space. Now, I did not know in my younger years that mess, right? Disorganization, all those things were like a reflection of what was going on in my mind. When I started to organize my space and kept things much cleaner, I realized that my thoughts flowed more. Sitting in a space that smells good, that feels good, that looks good, helped with my creativity. It helps you to develop a lot of positive characteristics and positive self-talk, because you're like, wow, I made my bed this morning. I am good at accomplishing tasks. Right? I clean the kitchen. That's another task off my list. I'm doing so good. And you keep going and you keep going. Keeping a clean and tidy space seems so simple and seems like something that is not, but it's so much bigger, especially in your subconscious. You are not even recognizing that, oh wow, my space is clean. I feel so much better about myself. A lot of times when I felt low, I felt depressed or anxious, if I just got up, took a shower, put on like my favorite perfume, straightened up the room a little bit, put on a nice the outfit, I felt so much better about myself and my situation, because of course the scents, the smells, the taking care of myself, the clean area, the tidiness just helped lift my mental. So try it. Keep a clean, organized and tidy space. I'm not say I forgot buy no HEPA organizer and whatever, but ensure that everything has a place in your house. In your car, in your office, wherever, right? Just ensure that you put things back where they're supposed to be. You sweep the floor every now and again. You fold your clothes or you hang them up. Just try it and tell me what you guys think. Having a clean and tidy space does so much more for you than you could think. All right, number 16 on the list of things I learned in my 20s was to remain calm. Remain calm in all situations. A calm mind can help you with anything. A lot of times if we're angry or we're sad or whatever, we end up making some decisions that we later on learn to regret. But if we learn to calm ourselves down or to take a breather, so if you're angry and take a walk out and get yourself back to your normal levels and you say, okay, you know, this, that, so planning never did work out. What's next? Instead of when you're up on your high and oh my god, and I'm losing my mind, what am I gonna do now? Trust me, remaining calm throughout the situations help you to handle just about anything. You lose less energy, you lose less time, less money, less work, because you just sit and say, all right then, cool. Within my calm mind, what's next? All right, bam, 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 this, that. This is how I need to do it. This is what needs to be done now. Let's do that. You'd be so surprised of what a calm mind can accomplish. It's almost like sitting in a still space with God speaking, or sitting in a space that's clean and tidy. Your mind is relaxed and it is able to properly function and process what it needs to process. In high intensity situations, remain calm. You'll see so much of a difference. I realize that for us Jamaicans, that's why like when we get into like road rage and accidents, it always escalates. Somebody getting stabbed, somebody getting killed, because we are all operating on the highest. If we remained calm and just spoke and said, all right, cool, a lot of these bad situations would have been avoided. Another thing I learned in my 20s is that things can always change, right? So always have a backup plan. As I was saying before, the only thing consistent in this life is change. So we should always prepare a second plan, a third plan, just in case. Now, moving through my life, I have backup plans for just about anything, and I'm also a calm individual at this time. So if something doesn't work out for me, I'm no longer mad at it. I sit and analyze the situation and I say, okay, cool, what can I do next? This is the end goal. This route did not work, let me take another route to get there. Or sometimes I even change the end goal, because sometimes I recognize that probably that's not where I should have been going, and that's why it didn't work out, right? So you have to be able to come up with a plan B, C, D, E, F, G. Always just have another way to get to where you need to get to. Again, when we get into a lot of situations, it builds our experiences. So we might not have gone through it, but somebody where we know, what would I listen to, what did I teach, we will ask for some advice, they said this, that, so I'm gonna try that way. This is my plan B to my plan A. Always have a plan B, C, D, E, F, G. Always have another plan, because the only thing consistent is change. Number 18 on my list of 20 things I learned in my 20s is to keep in shape, keep fit, keep healthy, drink water, take your vitamins, get your regular checkups. 30 is no joke, right? When the fat start build up on you or the knees start ache, you cannot go back. So while you're still young, try to ensure that you take your regular walks, some walks in nature, swim, do some bike riding, run around the neighborhood if you can. If you can go to a gym, you could do that too. Do some Pilates, do some yoga, go on YouTube, Google 15-minute yoga stretches. Just get yourself healthy. Take care of your inside just as much as you're taking care of your outside. The body is the only thing you will have for however long your forever is. Take care of it, because nobody else, I am sure, nobody else will. Keep fit, keep healthy. Like I say, as you get a little cold and so take up your vitamin C, take a little pharmacol, you can go to the doctor, see what they need, but don't run yourself down. We are the only things that we have, like really have. So ensure that in your 20s you are taking care of it. Don't overuse alcohol and abuse drugs, because that shit catches up to you as you get older, right? So start taking care of yourself now. That is something I wish I was doing much more earlier on in my 20s, because me I tell you, say when you lick the 30 door and your back start at you because you're not stretch enough, or the fat down inside your hand start shake, you start to wonder like, why wasn't I taking care of myself from back then? So guys, if you're in your 20s, get started on being fit and healthy now. Like I said, take your vitamins, take your iron, take your calcium, take your probiotics, right? Take a little chlorophyll, whatever you need to do to ensure that you stay in tip-top shape. Sometimes you switch out the juice for some water. Sometimes you drink a little carrot juice. Sometimes you drink a little orange juice over the Pepsi. Do some other stuff that your body will thank you for later on. Believe me. Number 19, piggybacking on keeping fit and healthy and doing your regular checkups. Also find out family history. Find out if your family has diabetes, if they have sickle cell, if they have high blood pressure. Find out certain things and traits that run in your family so you can know how to better plan. So as I got older, I recognized that my mother had high blood pressure. So salty foods, cooking rice with salt, I do not do it because I didn't want to get to 40 and offer people high blood pressure medication. You understand what I'm saying? I try to ensure, say, I found out from my family history. I know Down syndrome runs in my family, so if I'm going to have kids, I have to have kids earlier on rather than later on. This is something that we can learn to help guide our decisions in the future. So if I was going to wait till I was 45 to have kids, child, before 33, I'm going to have to do whatever I'm going to do, right? Because you are now able to better plan. You are now better able to take care of yourself and to decide how you are going to move. Find out your family history, find out your family traits. So if you get a partner, if you know that both of you guys have sickle cell trait, you for sure know that when you guys have a child, that child is going to have sickle cell. That would save you guys so much problems and so much pressure in the future. You could have better planned for a child who's going to have sickle cell, or even decided that you guys were not going to have kids together. You guys were going to adopt. You get what I'm saying? Find out your family history. Find out if there's a will. Find out a lot of stuff. Like you often know certain things. Find out who is your long lost cousin, because a lot of persons end up being with their family and them don't know. Talk to your family. Talk to your parents about your family history. Where did my family come from? Where did they live? How are we with like heart disease? Does prostate cancer run in my family? Does breast cancer run in my family? So you are aware of certain things the older you get, and you know how to better plan, how to better move. Yeah, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. And last but not least, one of the biggest things I learned in my 20s, and I'm still learning right now, is to just live in the moment, because as you blink it gone. Slow down a little, because life passes you by fast, and we're always moving on to the next goal, the next accomplishment. What's next? This not nice, move on to something. Like, slow down, be kind, laugh a lot, love on your friends, love on your people, love on your family, do good to others, go at your own pace, don't compare your life to anybody else's. Know that your journey cannot be theirs and theirs cannot be yours. If you want to sit and make your goals out and say, okay, I saw Susie do this and I'm going to use it as inspiration because I can work just as hard as Susie did, you can do that. Sit with your people, go out a little bit more and see the world. Go by a river, put your foot in the water, lay down on the grass, play in the sand. Just try to live and be happy. Try to enjoy the life that you have, whatever it is. It might not be what you want it to be right now, but I'm telling you that if you can show gratitude and be grateful for what it is and be thankful for what it is, God will bless you with more, because you have taken the little that He has given you and you have made it a lot. God, thank you for the sunshine. Thank you for the rain. You have skin, can feel it. You have eyes, can see it. You have ears, can hear it. A lot of persons do not have those. Those within themselves are blessings, right? So a lot of us are there worrying about where next we should be and why we're not where we are. Life is short as it is, and it is already hard as it is. Take what you have and make the most of it, guys. Me, I tell you, listen to me, because a lot of stuff, a lot of time was spent waiting for the next day to come. Live within the moment. Somebody invited to my little trip a country, and you know, say a long time when I get out of the house and see the sun or see the sea, go. Lift up yourself, lift up your mental health. It's not all about working, it's not all about achieving the next goal. Sometimes it's just about taking in what God gave us, right? So as I was saying, guys, you can go ahead and comment below if you have some tips or tricks that you learned in your 20s that you would like to share, or even things that you're just learning now. I know a lot of persons probably will not agree with some of the tips that I learned in my 20s, but again, this is a personal video based on my personal experiences. So again, we don't have to all agree. We can just go ahead and leave our own comments down below, because I'm sure there are persons, younger generations, even older too, who are interested in learning and seeing other ways to live, seeing that what they are doing is not wrong, seeing that there is somebody else out there like them. So be free and feel free to share your experiences down below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.